to see
Yeah,
exactly.
it was ToughLudwig versus 13, I believe.
Oh yes, okay. So we saw ToughLudwig play earlier, but we have not gotten the chance to see 13 play just yet. However, some pretty different seeds here at the tournament that we see today. So pretty cool to
Yeah.
see the two of these in top 8 because it means that they both made some upsets to get here today.
True, and upsets are what make the world go round. Oh man, we got a Pyramithra slash Marth, primarily Marth main versus a Ludwig main, and I'm not talking the streamer. We're all inside of that cart. I'm talking Bowser Jr. versus Marth, and that is gonna be beautiful to watch. Things can swing out of hand wildly if that's the case, and I can't wait to see. It also looks like 13 has a Pyramithra, but nope, there we go, already selected. We have the confidence and we're selecting it. We are going to be seeing, have you seen Marth versus Bowser Jr. before? Because I have not.
Yeah, so I want to say this is not a matchup with which I am familiar. However, going into this set, it's just going to be something that you and I learned for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, what do you think is going to be the most important thing for both of these players in order to win?
Good question. So I think Edge Guarding is going to be absolutely massive on the side of Team Ludwig to exploit the pretty rough recovery of Marth over there. We're going to see also how well 13 can space those tippers. It really can decide the set. If you're on point with those tippers, you look like one of the top 5 characters in the game. But the problem is they are pretty dang inconsistent. So if Ludwig can exploit the fact that the Marth Noodle comes into play here, he's going to be looking pretty good as well.
Now, as you can see here, though, 13 is doing a stellar job here of waiting out a lot of these attacks from ToughLudwig in shield or going for these aerials. And now ToughLudwig is at a pretty high percentage here. Gonna get sent off stage yet again here by 13 as he opts to sit in shield. Goes for the up B there, getting a pretty good amount of damage as now ToughLudwig sits at full rage here.
Ooh.
Going to come back here and continuing to sit in shield, but unfortunately that is going to be the end of their stock here.
Yeah, that's going to be the end of it. And like you said, that's just a strong start for our man 13 at this point. Ludwig is kind of struggling in this situation. Oh, I like the idea there from 13, jumping on immediately grabbing the Koopa, but still not in a great position, still in the corner, but he's swinging his way out, catching Ludwig tripping, and honestly putting himself in a great position right now.
Yeah, for sure. As you can see here, going for that rapid jab, getting a whole lot of damage off of that up air coming out from ToughLudwig in quick succession, though. Coming back here and now going to charge and not going to get that just yet. However, going to follow up with some pretty quick damage, and now ToughLudwig at quite a high percentage. That up smash, though, going to be the first stock of the game for ToughLudwig. However, 13 coming back and going for a pretty quick edge guard. Not going to get it just yet, though.
Honestly, we've done really well as Ludwig to bring this back. He's put 13 on the ledge yet again. Ludwig able to make his way out of it one more time than Nair. Not quite closing out the stock just yet. The forward air, though. I said that the edge guard is great on the side of Ludwig, but 13 is the one who's making me eat my words at that point. Man is on a mission here. Oh, look at that spacing, too. Using the air momentum so well is Marth. I'm loving what I'm seeing here from 13.
Yeah, gonna get grabbed here, though. 13 going to stall the recovery here, able to come back to stage and avoid some of these movement here from ToughLudwig as the attempt to edge guard doesn't come out exactly the way that they wanted it to. Now coming back and going to get sent to the other side of the stage, avoiding the cannon, but not going to avoid the abandoned ship, though, coming back to stage. However, eating some of that damage as ToughLudwig opts to sit in shield here, rather. And now that is going to be the end of the stock here for 13.
And one of those rapid jabs able to clobber him to no end there, but oh my goodness, 105 against the Marth, a single tipper, and your stock will be forfeit. But we've seen Team Ludwig, ToughLudwig, have some crazy combos here, and here's a start of one right now. Oh, but he falls out just a little bit. Forward tilt, not quite taking it either. Honestly, there's a little bit of tension going in at this point, because we know that ToughLudwig has these comebacks in him.
Yeah, for sure. As you could see from the previous games, however, we have not seen the potential of 13 just
True.
yet. As you can see him waiting out a lot of these aerials here from ToughLudwig, going to avoid that Mecha Koopa, and now coming back to center of the stage, going to opt to sit and shield through that minecart into the up B. And that is going to be the end of the game here. Game 1 going to 13 in an absolutely clutch fashion.
Man, this guy just, the word that comes to my head when watching his gameplay is calculated. He's getting a little bit of mid-set coaching. Just for all of you who are just joining us, no, this is allowed and honestly encouraged. It's pretty fantastic. But with that being said, the calculations from this Marth, the spacing looks so immaculate. I love what he's putting forth on display. I've seen a lot of Marth gameplay, actually. Over here, Krieg, one of the best Marths in the world, is the best player, if not one of the best players in Utah. And his form is more aggressive. But out of this player right here, out of 13, calculated, smart, spacing, choosing his options and openings wisely seems to be the name of the game here. What do you want to see differently going into this for ToughLudwig? What are you thinking, Pearl?
So for ToughLudwig specifically, I do think that I want to see more reversals like what we saw in some of their previous games, the way that they're able to go for the abandoned ship and then follow up with a back air, or some of the reversals utilizing aerials. I would like to see those. Honestly though, I do think that some hard reads are going to be really helpful for them, but you know, I think we've definitely seen comebacks from ToughLudwig, and I think it's too early to count her out just yet.
Okay, I agree with that one. I definitely agree. We're just waiting here for a bit, and looks like the timer is up, so we can expect ToughLudwig to come back to things pretty quickly here. Adjustments now locked and loaded. I absolutely love that there's coaching in this one. I think it's fantastic. I think it's a great way for them to get great experience and to learn so much more about what they should be thinking about in these situations.
It really helps to get a fresh set of eyes on what you've been doing. It helps you stay out of the momentum, and it helps you learn more about the ways that you can adapt. Honestly, I think that there's a lot that you can learn at any level, but especially when you get the advantage of a coach mid-set, that's really helpful. Going into this game here, you can see a lot of aerials coming out swinging, and actually those are going to be a lot here from 13, as he's just able to consistently juggle ToughLudwig here, getting on a pretty good amount of damage. That Nair coming out from ToughLudwig, and actually going to follow up with some up airs here into that chain, coming back to stage just barely, and then coming out swinging with the fair here from 13.
You might see... Okay, hold on a second. That was what I was going to say. Oh! What a reversal of the situation, though, if both of them somehow make it back to stage safely. What a ridiculous situation that was. Oh, man. We didn't punish the air dodge, then we punished the air dodge, and then we're going so deep. The back air taking the stock on the Ludwig at this point. But hold on, the alley-oop. Koopa not sending him back in the direction he wanted. I will say that was a crazy sequence of events that led things to Team Ludwig go down a stock.
Yeah, for sure, ToughLudwig going to get a lot off of that. However, trying to come back with something, trying to avoid some damage on them for the moment. However, 13 just going to come in with some more of these aerials, but that end of the up smash, though, going to catch 13 just barely and going to seal out a stock there for ToughLudwig.
Yeah, that was a random up smash he just ripped there. The anti-air coming out pretty clutch thus far. I'm liking what we're seeing here. Both of them seem to have made some good adjustments. I think the coaching is proving fruitful for both of them. And speaking of which, Ludwig put himself in a great position so far in this one as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It was just a wonderful way to reverse the up B there from 13, and then able to get some quick damage here. 13 able to recover, going for the grab here, and then going for the back throw. Coming in back here to try to get some aerials. Not going to get the back air, however, going to avoid the clown cart and just coming in with some more aerials, nairs, just coming back in and trying to find something off of ToughLudwig. However, ToughLudwig just seems to be jumping in place, going to get the end of the clown cart there. And now coming back in, not going to get that up B yet again. I think it's unfortunate that 13 keeps going for those.
Yeah, he's kind of whipping on those just a little bit, unfortunately. Maybe that'll prove fruitful down the line, but thus far it's not connected yet. Okay, forward tilting the shield. That's a little unsafe. Gonna get punished here. Oh, catching the up B with the Koopa Troopa, but not able to get too much more than that. This drifty Marth, man, he is so slippery. It's hard to catch him in your clasps. Getting back onto the ledge yet again. Reset the situation, but bang, bang, bang. Rapid jabs coming out and putting Ludwig into his first lead so far in the set.
For sure, absolutely wonderful knowledge of the situation, but that up air though gonna come out swinging here from 13, gonna close out that stock pretty quickly, and we are just at about an even game. However, these up airs coming out yet again from 13, gonna smash out that Mecha Koopa though, and now it's up to 13 to defend, try to put as much damage on the board as possible, gonna shield through that clown cart, going for the down tilt there. However, 13 not approaching and just waiting for ToughLudwig to make the first move before going for these aerials.
Okay, hold on a second. Bit of a nail biter on our hands here, folks. Now, catching out the jump there with the forward air. Somehow 13's able to avoid all that Ludwig had going on there. The tipper not connected yet either, and the backer with it as well. They're trying so hard to kill each other, but they're hanging on for dear life. Now getting back onto the stage, 13 trying to clutch some things out here, but the dare into the up air! What the heck was that?
Whoa, okay. What a way to end the game there. Absolutely wonderful call out there from 13. I mean, not end the game. Actually, are they playing?
It looks like it's a best of 3. That's what they're showing here.
I thought that was okay. Okay. All right. So, going into what we saw, I do think that that was absolutely wonderful Marth gameplay here from 13. The way that he was able to utilize his aerials, go in, and like the timing, I think, was so key to 13's gameplay. And I think that that's where ToughLudwig had a hard time catching him. They seemed to be very familiar with what they are supposed to do as Ludwig. However, it seemed that 13 had their timing beat. It was just 13 was a step ahead of them the whole game, or both games rather, and then was just able to make a lot of damage off of a lot of their stuff. So I do think that that was the name of the game here for 13. However, I do want to say it was still a pretty close set, all things considered.
It was super close. I thought Ludwig might have been able to take it at the very end. I thought he was going to throw an up smash that had been really good for him prior to that situation in the set, but instead, the random YOLO down air, swinging that into a confirm on the up air was crazy. He was so calculated, but 13 chose those moments so well to just pop off and do something crazy that you wouldn't expect, man. This guy was so fun to watch. Can't wait. And he's actually cemented himself now at least in top 3 in this tournament. He's going to be in winners finals here after that crazy conversion.
Yeah, what's absolutely cool too is that I've been commentating Fusion for a while now. I've never seen these two play in a bracket ever. So it's pretty awesome that I can still see sets that I have never seen before.